So it's been a long road coming. We have searched high and low for a Wi-Fi extender that can work down in my basement. I have a log cabin home. It's 3 stories. The first story, or the top story, is more of a loft, so that's where my router's at. That was the easiest location for my router to be hooked up, and that's where it went, and that's where my core office is. And then you have your downstairs level, which my Netgear Nighthawk covers perfectly well. Then you have my basement, and my basement has kind of a main section, and then in the back it's got a bathroom and another bedroom, and that other bedroom's where I work at when my kids are at the house and I have to work and I have to be some quiet or I'm doing videos or whatnot. And in that section of the house, I've been completely unable to get a reliable signal, including not only the main section, but also the back bedroom is almost impossible. Funny enough, a Roku stick, the new quad-core one, can get a perfect 5G signal, play, stream movies, and all of that, but I've tried TP-Link AC1200, which I have video of. I'll show a little bit below. That one came dead on arrival. We've tried several Netgear products. We have tried the Almond. We have tried all of these different variations. I'll mention in the video that you're about to see of the unboxing and the actual results that the Almond was the best of all of those we had tried so far. But I had to basically rig the Almond up, so I put it in a very special, specific place, run wires out through the main hallway, and it was just a disaster. So it worked, but not really well, but worked better than the others did. And in comes the Linksys, which I'm about to cut to the video to show you the unboxing of the Linksys. I make some comments about, will this one be the end of the quest? And for me, it is. This does an amazing job, which you'll see once you get through all my gripes and whining, because I was pretty depressed up to this point. I could not find a Wi-Fi extender to work, and you've got a little Roku stick that could seem to be just fine. I have streamed Eve on this new Linksys. I have streamed Lord of the Rings online, along with having a Skype connection and a camera running, and it has worked beautifully. It is getting speeds like as if the computer was sitting up here. So in the end, I definitely rate this very highly, which you're going to see, but I will tell you this. A lot of this depends on your home. This is not particularly well-rated device. I ended up picking up because it was on sale. You can see it's 3.2 stars out of 5 on Linksys' own site, so other people have had different issues with it. For me, it worked, and I didn't have to do a lot of finagling with where it was at, and I don't have wires running. It actually sits on top of my desk now, and it works beautifully, and it sits on top of my desk because I was able to run an extension from one of the outlets to it and then just leave it on my desk that I use downstairs. So in the end, while I recommend this product and it worked for me, it all depends on your home, and you're going to have to experiment with these things. If nothing else, my quest for the perfect Linksys router has proven that. So now to the video. And now we have a Linksys N600 Pro. It says Pro, so it's got to be good, right? The N600 Pro. And I picked this up. It says it can cover 7,800 square feet. My house is way less than that. So we'll see if this can actually do it. So let's see what we get in the box with the N600. Linksys has been something that, honestly, a product I haven't used in a while. They kind of were the #1 game in town for a while, and then their products just, I don't know if they didn't fall off, if they fell off the map, but they just didn't interest me, or they were way overpriced. I had some bad experiences with a couple Linksys routers, so I just stopped buying them, and I became more of a Netgear fan. And I love my Nighthawk main core router, but it will be interesting to see how this Linksys works with the Netgear. I don't foresee any issues with Wi-Fi extenders. Most of the brands are compatible with each other. Features, it says it works with any router. This is 2 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz, so it would be fantastic if I could pick up both of those down here. Fast Ethernet port, yeah, that's helpful. Dual band extends the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz band, and Wi-Fi audio, wirelessly stream music to connected speakers. Very interesting. So this, I believe, plugs into a wall. And the reason I picked it up is I happened to see it on a sale at Walmart, and I thought, why not grab it and see if this would fix my problem, since I had a major catastrophe failure with some of the others, like the almond and things that I've tried. Although out of everything I've tried so far, funny enough, the almond is probably the best, even though it has a very it has a lot of corks to it, and you have to position it to where you're running an Ethernet cord halfway across the area I'm trying to cover to get it in a specific position in the house that it can pick up the signal. It at least is the most consistent in picking up that signal, so I'll give it that. Unplug or disconnect any range extenders on the network before you plug in. Okay, interesting. Comes with a nice little instruction manual here that we won't read. And then we've got minimal packaging, which I appreciate, actually. The box is way too damn big, but as far as the stuff inside, they don't have all these, you know, pieces of paper wrapped around it, and then sub pieces of paper on top of that, and then more plastic. They just kind of do some minimalistic stuff here, which is what I want, what I expect. On the side here, we've got a reset pin and probably some type of WPS connectivity there, and the RE4100. So it just plugs directly into the wall, and that's it. It's a pretty small device, so we'll take the plastic off just in case that impedes its signal. And we'll give this a shot. So you're going to plug into the Ethernet cable here, plug this into a wall, plug an Ethernet cable, which it doesn't look like they provide, from this into your device. They sure don't. They really went minimalistic. It kind of pisses me off when they don't provide something as cheap as an Ethernet cable. This is a $70 piece of equipment normally. It was on sale for $59, I believe, at Walmart. So for $70, which is the core retail price they've been selling this for, I expect you to throw a 50-cent Ethernet cable in the packaging. So I'm a little annoyed with that. Not that I don't have plenty. I'm just saying most people who are buying stuff aren't like me and have stock of this stuff. So when you spend that kind of money, but if the product's good enough, if it does what none of the other ones have been able to do, I will certainly overlook that and be happy to buy my own Ethernet cable. So I'm going to plug this in and we'll give it a shot. Okay, so I plugged in the Linksys router, ran an Ethernet cable from the back of it into my computer. I waited 2 minutes. Per the instructions, the green light went solid and this popped up on my screen. If this doesn't pop up on your screen, then you can go into a browser and just type extender.linksys.com, and that's going to send it to the IP of this extender. So now we're going to go in here and start and see if it identifies all of my equipment. So it doesn't come with software. You don't need to install anything, at least if you have Windows 8 and above. If you don't, I'm not sure if it works the same. But they do have a warning. Oh, it does say Windows 7 will do that as well. So you can, if you don't see it come up, you can at least click on your network settings, and it will ask you, do you want to set up your network, and just click the link down below on Windows 7. So it does show all of my networks, including neighbors and stuff. The 5 gigahertz you can see is pretty weak down here. The 2.4 obviously is stronger. And the reason for that is signals work just like music does in your house. So if you're listening to music upstairs and you come all the way down to your basement, generally all you're going to hear is the boom, 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 boom. You're going to hear that bass. And why? Because bass is on a lower frequency. Lower frequencies penetrate better. The same thing goes for cell phone companies, etc. When you have your higher frequencies, they tend to not penetrate as well, just like the voices and things that you don't hear when you go further away from your music. So I'm okay with having a strong 2.4 connection, but for purposes of this test, it says your Wi-Fi signal is too weak. Move the range extender closer to your router. Okay, so kind of the same problem I'm finding in other places, but I wonder if we should just break the rules here and attempt to connect anyways. Connect anyway. Okay, so I've entered in the password. It is now connecting. I did not move the router as it recommended, So we'll see if it can still connect and give us a good signal here. Alright, so it connected. And it says it is now configured. So I have a network connection here, and now I've lost my internet connection already. So showing some of the exact same symptoms, what I'm going to do is move the router into another location that tends to pick up a little stronger signal. So it's running into the exact same issues all the other routers I've had have shown so far. Okay, so we've moved the Linksys router into a more open location. The entire internet in my house went down when I disconnected this little device to move it. I mean, the main router and everything reset itself, which is very interesting. So it's doing something pretty extreme to cause that type of reaction. I hope that is not normal, because that would suck pretty bad. So let's see if we can, do we have internet now that it's moved? It looks like we do. So at least we have internet now, so it's in a stronger location. And let's begin the test and see what kind of speeds we get. Wow, nothing has gotten those type of speeds down here before. Absolutely nothing. That is impressive. If it can maintain that, then this may be the solution to the problem we've had for a long time. So I'm gonna sit here and play with this for a while. That's fascinating. Nothing has come even close. The highest was the Almond at 15 megabytes per second, and this is getting almost the full 100 megabytes per second. So it's connecting to my 5G just by moving it into another corner of the room. So I didn't change rooms, I'm still just another corner with slightly better signal that I noticed the other routers at least could attach to easier, but they certainly couldn't get speeds like that. So I'm going to do that one more time, because wow, that's impressive. Let's try this again here one more time. An 11 millisecond ping time is quite great as well. Boy, I really hope that's consistent. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay, so Linksys N600. I'm going to keep playing with this, but we may have found an amazing solution here to our Wi-Fi problem.